what are the safeties for auxiliary engine and what are the safeties for main engine we are having on board ship?
Safeties you're talking about trips or slowdowns or like that.
Uh, all, sir, which can we can tell when interviewer asks.
In these technical workshops specially created for the merchant navy decoded family, all your technical doubts related to IEC engines, pumps as a marine engineer or as an electrical officer are sorted then and there by Chief Engineer Orvin Singh sir. With a varied experience of being a chief engineer, a technical superintendent, a educational trainer at Anglo-Saxon Maritime Training Center, he has the right knowledge. And yes, that is how we learn, that is how we grow. Let's just start. See the sample.
See, there is no slowdown in generators. Auxiliary engine or generator, there is no slowdown. You either have alarms or directly have trips. There's no point slowing down the engine because you might want to maintain the frequency. Right? In the main engine, there is no such thing as maintaining frequency. So you can slow down the engine to a lower RPM. So if you talk about main engine and you talk about auxiliary engine, in main engine, there are three kinds of safeties: alarms, slowdown, and SLD slowdown, SHD shutdowns. In generator, you have alarms and you have only shutdowns. Correct? Okay. Anything can be an alarm, any abnormal parameter. Any parameter going abnormal will be an alarm. Okay. Most of the parameter going abnormal is a slowdown. I'll just talk about shutdown quickly. Main engine normally have low loop oil pressure. That's a shutdown for this thing. Overspeed. Number 2. And thrust bearing. Thrust bearing high temperature. Only 3 shutdowns are there in MAN B&W engine. Okay, so 1, 2, 3.
Thrust bearing high temperature is, sir, where fitted and for what?
Thrust bearing is to take the thrust of propeller. This is the one thing that moves the ship forward.
Thrust bearing.
Thrust, axial thrust bearing. Okay, it takes the axial thrust of the shaft. Okay, so this I'm talking about MC engine here or MCC engine, conventional engines that used to be there, not electronic. Because in electronic engine there are further few more safeties, shutdowns are there. So these are the, you can say, safety shutdowns. Slowdowns can be 10-20 times of these. Alarms can be further 30-40 times of these. Because there's so many different kind of alarms. Whatever you speak of, you can have an alarm for that. Jacket cooling water, high temperature, low pressure, turbocharger lube oil, low pressure, high temperature, under piston high temperature,
Fuel
right?
oil leak.
Fuel oil leak of alarms. There's so many of them. For generators, these two are common. Same.
Trips are common. Shutdown.
Overspeed, same. Thrust bearing you don't have. And additionally, you have jacket cooling, fresh water, out temperature. So basically, 3 shutdowns of a main engine and 3 shutdown for generators. That is 3 mains: low boil, low pressure, overspeed, and jacket cooling water. For the main engine, you have got low boil, low pressure, overspeed, and thrust bearing high temperature. So 3 trips in generator, 3 trips in main engine. That's normally like this. Furthermore, in main engine, there are slowdowns. Alarms in both of the systems, you have got a lot of alarms. Whatever you speak, that part will have an alarm. Okay. So next.
Any sir, any differences? Like I have heard from one of my friend, marine friend, That in main engine we have separate safety name as oil mist detector. It is
It is
counting
slow down.
safeties.
Yes, it is. You have it, but it is slow down, not shut down.
Slow. What is the function of oil mist detector? What actually it does?
If there is a
Considering it is a
bearing,
safety.
if there is an hotspot generating in the crankcase because of bearing failure, hotspot generating, that hotspot can cause explosion because of mist generation. So you fit a sensor to find out how much mist is there in the oil. More is the mist, more is the chance of hotspot and explosion. So there's a mist detector, oil mist detector, which we call as OMD. So it is working whenever main engine is running. It is working, and it will give a slowdown whenever it senses a high value of mist. Okay,
Yes, is there is no chance of getting a chances of explosion in auxiliary engine?
it is there. But since the
Then why?
engine is small, chance is also small. And also, as I told you, main engine is really critical. You only have one main engine. You can't take a risk to destroy that. For generators, you still have got three generators, means two more. So since and this putting this OMD thing is costly, so you may or may not have that. OMD, some makers they do give on the generators also. Especially there's a requirement if the power of the generator is high, then you have to give it. So that totally depends on the volume of the crankcase.
Sir, as a mechanical guy, I can understand what is alarm, what is shutdown trips. Like alarm for giving signal and shutdown, it's tripping, cutting off connection from motor and cutting off fuel connection. What is here means slow down. It is something
Slowdown means
related
it
with
will
slowing.
run, it will reduce the RPM.
It will reduce the RPM. Okay.
So generators, you can't change the RPM because you want to maintain frequency. In main engine, it is like a midway. Alarm is level 1,
Hmm.
shutdown is level 3. Means shutdown is very critical. Something very critical is happened. Please save the main engine, otherwise main engine will get destroyed. Slowdown is midway. Midway means okay, I'm not slowing down, I'm not stopping the engine, but I'm reducing the speed because you might want to need main engine. Otherwise, you can collide the ship or you can ground the ship because main engine is running the ship. So both situation can be dangerous. Stopping the main engine can be dangerous because your ship can collide.
Correct,
Correct?
sir. Correct, correct.
And keeping the main engine is also dangerous because it can destroy the main engine. So you just think about how bad situation is. If it is really bad, like overspeed can destroy the engine. When there is no main engine because it has gone overspeed, then of course it is better to save the engine first. Your ship may or may not collide afterwards. But otherwise, if you don't stop, it is that definitely you're destroying the engine. Right. So that is categorized as shutdown, overspeed. Thrust
And then,
bearing,
yes,
similarly other things. Low pressure and thrust bearing are similar. You're destroying your bearings. No bearings means no main engine running. Right. But there are certain things which you can take chance. For example, cylinder lubrication oil non-flow. Cylinder lube oil is not flowing. Maybe the chances you may destroy one cylinder. But your engine can still function. You can change the cylinder later on. So there's no point stopping the engine. So you can say, okay, I am very dangerous situation. There are so many ships nearby. I will not stop the engine. I will slow down the engine so that I can still maneuver the ship. Correct?
sir, you mentioned one word that is hot spot. Okay. Is it some related with the region of very high temperature?
Because of bearing failure or lubrication failure. See, you do two parts rubbing together without lube oil, it can cause hot spot.
Hmm.
So you don't want hot spot. This
And
is
that,
the first reason to create explosion.
and sir, that hot spot is creating a mist. That is the,
Yes, that hotspot is the reason for creation of mist.
sir, how
See,
mist created,
bearing
like
failure,
what
bearing
is
failure.
actually happening in mist creating? Mist is something like vapor, sir.
Yeah,
Loosely,
when the oil falls, when the oil falls on the hotspot, it forms mist. It forms first of all, it vaporizes. When the oil is falling onto the hot spot, it vaporizes as a gas, and this gas will form mist when it goes to cold areas. Same like rain. So rain, before becoming rain, it was what it was. It was water
Water
vapor
vapor.
water vapor.
because of some hot heating effect.
Hmm.
So same way, because of heating, oil will become vapor, and because of cooling, this vapor will become mist. This mist is explosive.
Correct, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
I hope from this technical workshop you must have got a little bit idea ki how this workshop works and why it is important for you to go through those dreamer package, visionary package, achiever package, electrical package, and never to shy away from investing on yourself, because in the long run that is the only thing that pays. So if you want faster promotions, if you want respect on ship, whether you are a marine engineer or an ETO, electrical officer, these packages on Merchant Navy Decoded website are meant for you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Mata.